Wholeness family. My name is Brother Coasty X, and I will be the facilitator of this transformation if you choose to embark on the studies on my YouTube, and I will be able to work with you more one-on-one if you choose to join the club. But nevertheless, I want to give you an introduction into the Interdisciplinary Academy for Limitless Growers. This is a space where you are invited and encouraged to grow. I will be presenting topics in my perception of information that I've received to you to challenge the way that you think and the way that you operate, so that you may begin to become a critical thinker and break the change of the current educational system. The current educational system has caused you to become a slave, because it has not allowed you to think for yourself, but instead of you've been taught what to think, and you regurgitate information without actually chewing on it and processing it and allowing your mind, allowing your brain to see if this is factual or not, and to research and investigate the origins of said thoughts. In other words, your thoughts have not been your own, but nobody's explained that to you or taught you how to have your own thoughts. And so you have been living in somebody else's world. The goal here is to enliven you and empower you and wake you back up. This is what the philosophies of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad were teaching. And as I study him and as I do my research, I see the power behind his teachings, and I want to share his teachings as well as my own research and my own interpretations of said teachings to you all, and encourage you to grow and expand and be the best that you can be. I want to set you free, and I want to empower you. So, lesson number 1, and before I go into that, I want to welcome you here to this academy. It's a lot of free knowledge here. A lot of free knowledge here. Empower yourself. But for those that want to go deeper, I encourage you to join the club. And there will be the link in the bio. You can also, on the homepage of the channel, you can click the link and go to the site and join. It will be expanding, so I recommend that you join ASAP to get the most benefit. But I want to talk about today's lesson. It's very simple, and it is about independence versus autonomy. Independence versus autonomy. These are two separate things. We are one, and there's only one creator. We are one, and there's only one creator. And what I mean by this is that we are cogs in a universal system. We are cogs in a universal system. When we analyze the interrelatedness of everything, which is interdisciplinary, well, that's not interdisciplinary, but that's the root of interdisciplinary. Everything relates to one another. Within one discipline, we see traces of another. So nothing is completely separate. And as we examine ourselves and how our body works, we begin to see how this body is the same way as a single cell. When one cell is sick in the body, it can infect other cells. It spreads cancer. All right. When one cell has a powerful thought, it can affect the other ones. That's how the body works. One organ affects other organs because the system works as a whole. When something is disconnected, it's not just here that gets affected, it's everything. The system can crumble. But if we begin to connect one part of the system, it empowers another part of the system. And that empowers another part, and another part. This is how the body works. And if we can understand this, we can see how we affect the rest of the world. because nothing is disconnected. Everything is connected. We are one. And it doesn't mean that we don't have individuality, but instead it means that we affect one another. We are interrelated, and therefore we are interconnected. And that is the root of today's conversation. We are autonomous. We are not independent. We are autonomous. We are not independent. Autonomy is having your own will. Independence is to be by self, by yourself, right? And so when we recognize that we are autonomous, you have your own will, but you are not by self, we can see that even to a degree we are partially autonomous. There's only two ways that we can respond in this world. We can either impact or we can be impacted. We can influence or be influenced, right? We're either the cause or we're the effect. And when you recognize this, you unlock some of your power, the power of choice. This is your greatest power. And the decision that you make influences the decision of others, or their decisions will impact you. And this is a power that you have to begin to master within self, and that involves focusing the mind and increasing your will, beginning to focus more, being fixated on singular things at a time. This holds your power. You don't want to be spread thin. You want to be focused. So chew on this thing. Independence versus autonomy. You are not independent. We are autonomous beings. And the choices that you make while in your autonomous state affect the whole. Reverberate out. Giving out waves. And those waves hit everybody in our environment, or they'll hit the closest proximities. And that when it hits the close proximity, it affects the waves that they're giving out to their close proximities. And like waves in a pond or waves in an ocean, we begin to affect one another. So number one, in order to influence self and influence the world, you must control self. And in order to control self, you have to understand self. And in order to understand self, you must study self. And what is study? It's to observe. So begin observing yourself. And I will tell you to start with meditation. Start with meditation. Sit with self, breathe. Let go. Analyze who you are. Know who you are. But that's today's lesson, family. Again, if you'd like more lessons, if you'd like a deeper dive, I do breakthrough consultations where we will discuss whatever is going on in your life, the roadblock that you may be at right now, the mental block exactly. We can work through a variety of different things. Again, everything is interdisciplinary for me. So one thing is it really goes down to a root. And so my goal, my job is to find the root, and that's what we'll do together. And then we figure out what is causing this root to either stay stuck or what is the outcome of said root. And we will dissect this and provide and get to a solution. You can also join the club. And I also have a course coming out. It begins at the first of every month. I only take 5 people in each cohort. It's a 3-month course. So you can sign up for that. Everything is on the site. You can hit the link below. Thanks for joining us on this first lesson. I look forward to growing with you and challenging your thinking so that you can become the best version of yourself. This is Brother Coach DX. Peace.